What's up, MLW fans? This is Fade the Mahoney. I'm Grant Miller from the Metro Magic. We take on the Preds tomorrow to see who makes it to Atlanta to the World Series. I'm hyped to see the video, as many of you are. As I've been saying, Jack Agner, Manager of the Year, baby. Let's go. Let's keep it rolling. Let's get magical. And wands up, baby. Let's go.
Hey, welcome back to Fade the Mahoney. We're going to recap Mallards Ducks. We're going to preview Preds Magic. Joined as always by Trevor. Trevor, good to see you.
Excellent to see you, Mike. You look great today.
Thank you. First time guests. We've been in contact a few times. Matt Carlington. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.
You're going to help us do a post-mortem on both the series and the season for the Mallards. So we'll have lots of questions. Few things I just wanted to get out of the way. Obviously, you've got the best mustache in the league. That's undisputable, right?
Yeah, I mean I think that's got to be pretty upfront.
All right, and then I get a lot of stuff wrong, but you were drafted this year, right?
Yes, I was. Yep.
Okay, and the Mallards originally had the #1 pick, correct?
Yep.
They could have had Grant Miller.
But could have had Grant Miller.
But instead, they chose you. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, well, they traded the 1 pick down to #2, I believe, and got Preston with that one. So
but those are just details. They could have had Grant, and they got you instead. That's
yeah.
Okay. All right. Trevor, you want to start off with questions?
Well, I mean, I guess the first thing you have to talk about is just the feeling amongst the Mallards themselves after the series. Was it just a completely deflating feeling, like maybe the worst thing you've ever felt in your life?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big heartbreaker for us for sure because pretty much ever since like game 1 of Philly, we felt like we were on top of the world, right? So we thought, we play our game, nobody's going to be able to beat us, and getting beat, knocked out of the playoffs, right away really hurt everybody.
I've only been watching this for 2 or 3 years now. I can't remember a team ever looking as sad. I mean, they minus 200 favorites. That what we had, right?
Yes.
Shocking. Trevor, in all your years watching this, have you ever had a lower rated team make the World Series than the Eagles? 12-1 to start the playoffs.
I'd have to think back, and I can't recall off the top of my head. I'd have to go back through the history books and see.
Okay. As far as gambling goes, I did catch up to you again because I took the Eagles with the value, so I'm up now $70 on you.
Hold on.
Thanks. I need to give a quick shout out to Pipe It Up. Not only is Jack an amazing manager, he's also a pretty good interviewer. He asked Tommy a lot of the right questions that should have been asked. So I thought that was good. But since we've got Matt here, I want to ask you a question. The pitching, they said Kyle said during the show that the reason you were drafted was to help with, I guess, strategy and pitching. I need to hear it from your point of view. What happened as far as game 2 goes with starting and relieving and all that?
So, game 2, the original plan was to switch it up game 2 because we knew the Eagles were going to do the same thing. But Robles just got off, such a great game 1 and felt incredibly confident out there that we just let him keep going. And I think if we had the chance to do, if game 1 we did is the exact same way, I think we do the same thing again.
Same thing, meaning let Jordan go out there again?
Yeah, I mean he was feeling good. I mean, you can't, when someone's pitching that well, you don't want to take him out of that groove.
Trevor, what were your thoughts when you saw it?
Well, I figured it was because they were down, and the strategy of it, they're down, and they figure if they're going to lose this game, then might as well not keep Jordan in there to get beat up and have to be in for a third game in a row. I guess is the give a different look type thing is my thought is what they were thinking. I'm guessing.
Is it 1-0 when you guys made the switch, Matt?
Right? I don't remember the exact score. It might have been. I think it was more than 1.
Okay. All right. I think your answer is contrary to what Tommy said as far as if he had to do it over again. He sure made it sound like he wished he would have pulled the trigger and started Caden. Does that sound right?
I mean, hindsight's 2020, but when Jordan's one of a few pitchers in the league that when they get on a roll, it's going to be hard to hit. So it's honestly just hats off to the Eagles the way they were able to bounce back in game 2.
Yeah, I got a couple of notes here as far as the hitting goes. I had made a moderately disparaging remark about Landon and his batting ability in the preview last week. He was super cool. He sent me a couple messages, and he sure as heck proved me wrong. He had a really good game. Trevor, you specifically said Dan has really started to hit the ball pretty well. You nailed that. You nailed that. Could I just real quick? I just want to take a quick moment. A lot of people on the internet in the comments recently, last few series, have said some pretty bad things about our friends Jimmy and Jordan. And I say to those people, those guys go there. They're not getting paid. They're having a great time and putting on a great show for you folks. They really, really want to win. And all you guys want to do is. All right. That's all I got to say, Matt. You got anything to add to that? Trevor, anything to say?
Yeah, I mean, these guys, when they get it done, they're the heroes, and when they don't, they're the villains. They're the losers, and that's the way it goes.
That's very true. Very true.
All right, I got some more questions. Trevor, you got any more questions? I got a bunch.
Nope.
What's up with Caden's leg sleeve? What's that all about, Matt?
So Caden's been rocking, a leg sleeve as far back as I know of him playing wiffle ball. He's always just had the little bit of swagger with the leg sleeve. He's always liked to wear that.
I'd say very little bit. Can you tell us what a finger ball is?
So a finger ball is usually where you have it in like a screwball grip, so the holes are on the left, and your index finger is in one of the holes, and you kind of flick it when you let go, and it almost slows it down like a changeup.
Trevor, did you know that?
I did not. I thought you were gonna have to bleep something out again.
Oh, maybe we will just for fun. I don't think I'd ever heard of it before, and then it was mentioned multiple times during the show. Next question. Do you think there's any way we're of the belief that there needs to be a pitching rule change in the postseason? We don't think one guy should be able to pitch everything, but another rule that I think, can we somehow outlaw the strikeout and then look back at the pitching or the the radar? Can we get rid of that?
Yeah, I think that's just become a big habit for a lot of guys, and I don't necessarily think they do it because they think the pitch is too fast. Sometimes, because you guys obviously don't see every single pitch, but they do it on most pitches just to gauge where the speed is. Like, okay, was that 70? Was it 65? Was it 72? So them doing it when they strike out is just kind of already natural from the beginning of the at bat.
This was why we have the guys on the show. Learn something. I guess I went the more pessimistic route. All right. What other questions do I have? Oh, was it your call to walk Dallas? You went out there and made that?
No, that was just I went out there to talk about it in general, just to make sure that everybody was thinking about what was actually happening. That was not my call. It was kind of it was a team thing together. Now, because obviously I don't have the final say in whatever we do. I give my input, but the final say is not mine. It was a team decision collectively on that. But yeah, that's a tough one. It's always a tough spot when you got one of their best hitters up and you're deciding whether to walk them.
Yeah, ultimate sign of respect, and really shows how high up on the ladder Dallas is in the league. Wouldn't you say, Trevor?
Yep, definitely. Remember when I picked him as the breakout star of the season last year? That was nice. That was good. That was good times in my life. Yeah. It's been downhill since, but
All right. So we had Grant lead us in, and we'll have Jorgy finish off the show with his locks. Before we get into the preview of the ALCS and the release of the world premiere of the new World Series odds, I've been told you like to place a bet from time to time on the NFL. If you'd like to drop one on us here, we can see how you do. As far as Jordy's only 6-1. He finally got one wrong this week out of 7 weeks, 6-1. So
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
So I'm gonna go with a big bounce back week for my hometown Detroit Lions. I got them covering the 7.5 against Oakland at home on Monday Night Football.
Okay, 7.
And I think that line might move a little more. You could see it at 8.5 by game time, so you might want to grab it now.
That's line shopping smartness right there. Do we know, is Garoppolo playing this week?
I don't think it matters.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm in a pretty big survivor pool. We're down to like 15% of the people, and I think I'll be going with Detroit this week. So if they cover, I'll do really, really well. All right. Anything left to do on the recap, Trevor, or should we get to some previews?
Let's get to the preview.
And Matt, you're going to help us a little bit?
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right. We spoiled it a little bit last week when we mentioned, even though the road team, we were pretty confident the Preds would be favored in the series against the Magic. Trevor, tell the people, what does the betting market say?
So the betting market says the Preds are going to be minus 140.
Okay.
This is based solely on the arm of Ryan Cratch, who I believe is my title correct right now? Does it say something there?
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've always been Ryan Cratch's #1 fan, correct? Right. So
Sounds all right.
Yeah. And so, I mean, he's just the man right now. And we've been anticipating this matchup for a while because, we here at Fade the Mahoney are of the belief that the Magic will falter in this spot, obviously, given the line that we said. So, I mean, I think that's what you have to stick with.
All right. You agree, as the gambling expert that you are, Mr. Carlington, you agree Preds need to be favored here?
Yeah, the Preds definitely need to be favored. Just the ability of what Ryan Crash can do on both sides of the ball can't be underestimated.
Yeah. And just to go back in time a little bit, last year for our preseason awards for the Cy Young, do you remember, Trevor, where exactly you had Ryan Cratch on the Cy Young rankings?
We're not going to talk about that, Mike.
I think there's 8 teams in the league. I think you had him like 9th or 10th. He was behind Drew Davis, I think.
Oh man,
Mike, that was a long time ago.
You're not here to talk about the past.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, remember the narrative going into the season last year was that they didn't have it anymore. And it was clear, like it was, but then they put in the work, and then, and then I had to eat my words.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take these guys. If you're going to give me the plus 140, I'm going to take them. I'm going to ride, most of the season I was of the belief Grant Miller was the MVP. Obviously Ryan has won it. Everybody, I think, agrees with that, but I think they'll do enough. That extra week's rest, that's really big for
yeah. I mean, when your star pitcher's 15 years old, he definitely needs that extra week rest.
And as far as our YouTubes go, they haven't played in like 6 months. When was the last time we watched them play? Was it the
yeah,
I don't even know. It's been a long time. All right. The world premiere of the betting odds for the World Series. No one ever thought this would happen. I got to find it here. Do you know who the leader is in the odds right now? That's right. It's the Eagles. The Eagles are the current World Series favorites. They're 3-2. Obviously, that's only because they're the only team in the World Series right now. 5-2 is the Predators. 3-1 is the Magic. That will obviously change pretty drastically after we know the result of the American League Championship Series. Trevor, any thoughts on that?
Gambling question. Do I have the Eagles, right?
Yeah, it was a great pick by you. Good job.
Do I have the Preds too?
You do.
So there's a chance I can lock this up this week.
Wow.
Better than average chance. Yeah. Both of our first picks, I took the Mallards and you took the Diamondbacks. Neither of them won a series, so that worked out great. And then I left you the Eagles at the end. So my hopes are on the 15-year-old kid and the 40-year-old left fielder. So That's where it's at. What else we got? What else? Anything else we need to talk about? Did we cover everything?
I think we got everything.
Carlington, tell your all the Ducks Nation, Mallards Nation, give them something to smile about before we say goodbye.
I mean, just know that our regular season we went 10-5, and we're not even close to our ceiling yet. So things are going to keep going up.
Whole squad coming back next year?
As far as I know, everyone's coming back, and we'll see who we draft.
All right. Well, no one that will replace you. All right. That's all I got. That's all we got. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Stick around for Jorgy's lock of the week. Again, he's 6-1 through 7 weeks, and we've got you down for Detroit laying 7.5. Get on it quick before it goes up. Favorites usually go up on Monday nights because all the public gets in there. Mr. Carlington, thank you for joining us for the first of what I hope is many times.
Yes,
Trevor,
sir.
good to see you, and good gambling, everybody.
All right, back again for another lock of the week. Not undefeated anymore. 6-1 now, lost last week. Chargers have been losing me a lot of money, so shout out to them. Had a parlay against the Cowboys the week before where I think I had Keenan getting like 80 yards and to get a touchdown, and the Chargers money line to win, and they did not win. And then they lose by 14 to the Chiefs, and now I'm not undefeated anymore. But, I didn't think I was going to win all, 18 weeks and then playoffs. So, you're going to take some losses. So we're back at it this week. We went with the dog last week. That clearly doesn't work. I'm going back to pick my favorites. It seems to work a lot better. So I'm going to take Atlanta -2.5 on the road against Tennessee. It's not looking good for Tennessee, trade rumors about maybe Derrick Henry getting shipped off. So, maybe they try to keep him healthy this week. You got Will Levis starting this week, rookie who, barely earned a backup job in training camp. Him and Malik Willis were battling all training camp for just the backup job. Tannehill's not playing. They just traded Kevin Byard. Jeffrey Simmons might be on the way out. So, Tennessee looks like they're rebuilding. So I like -2.5 for Atlanta. They've been playing pretty good this year. Raiders been better. Defense been solid. Hopefully Bijan is feeling better. Tyler Algier ran the ball pretty well last week. And so I think they can get it done here on the road. Tennessee looks like they're just dismantling. So let's get back to it. I think we're going to be 7-1 here after this week. So go Falcons.